Alright, so I think a lot of people might fire here, but we really don't have the third land drop, and the Rhinos brick this anyway. So we're going to do this. Okay, really need that third land, pretty obviously. And this is the reason that we bottomed the third land. Granted, you know, I did have 3 of these, so maybe that was an oversight. Okay, yeah, max punished, I suppose. Look pretty silly right now. This looks like a Turok, no? I can't imagine what you would be sacking this for, if it's not Turok. Oh, okay. Double red, sure. Alright, we got a game. Wow. I think that was... I mean, I know opponent knows about this. Felt like I was favored, but I think that's an early concession, but it's all good. I've been there. I feel it. Alright, the only oddity about my version here is these are main deck. It's pretty standard otherwise. So this is black-red. These come out. I saw Croxa. I didn't see DRC. So to bring these in for only like 4 copies of a card seems pretty bad. This comes in, obviously. I mean, if he has Chalice, it's hard to know like exactly what an opponent's sideboard plan is for Cascade matchups until maybe Game 3 happens. Yeah, nothing is like screaming like super strong here to me. I mean, we can hedge. Just like assume that there's a Chalice, or maybe he'll preemptively play an Engineered Explosives that we could get. this isn't totally crazy since he's trying to cast Kroxa. And presumably Turok, although we didn't see it. And Voidwalker's pretty good against me. Definitely want to keep all the answers to Voidwalker in. These seem pretty bad too. Not that I think this is a bad matchup or anything. It just I have cards that are not like they don't scream strength here. These might be good if the game goes long. I guess I'll just run this. Not tickled pink about it, but again, I don't think this matchup's terrible. I don't think. I mean, when you're playing a Cascade deck, you're like happy to play against like mid-range style deck. Alright, no Cascader, but against the Thoughtseize deck, you're probably going to keep these hands, right? This is pretty unexciting, but it is what it is. And we are going to lean on this in case we do draw a Cascader. Just cascading early is like almost always good against most decks. So we'll keep, do our thing, and we're going to exile, probably a land, I would think, right? Unlikely that opponent has Blood Moon, since they're like a Kroxa deck, right? So I probably want to do something on 2, and hopefully doing something on 3, so maybe we'll just pitch the Triumph, because it's just slow, right? Yeah, let's do that. No Thoughtseize, maybe they're sandbagging a Chalice. So since I don't have a Cascader, if I drew a Cascader this turn, what I would do is hold this up until the end of my opponent's second turn in case he had Chalice. I don't love to force a Chalice, because if he has second Chalice, that's so bad, especially since we have this. But since I don't even have a Cascader, we're probably just going to slow him down and cantrip and see what happens from there. So let's just put this into play and set a stop. Some certain hands it's correct to like keep this to kill a Voidwalker, but we kind of have enough answers, and we'd really like to dig for a Cascade spell here, so let's do this. Pretty unexciting draw. We'll find out. Oh, okay. That is that's the one that I want to force. I think, yeah. That's like a clean 1-for-1 against one of my Rhino cards. Yeah, let's force that. Well, it's not very good. Aha, Turok. And again, like, no shot. My opponent has Blood Moon in their deck. We just fetch whatever we want, really. Bingo, bango. Alright, so I clearly didn't have a cascade spell last turn, so my opponent should really attack into the open mana. It'd be like weird if they didn't, I would say. This feels like a Turok, right? Especially since he discarded one. Yeah, what can you do? Let's attack. So I could unsummon this. Keeps my guy alive. He can recast this and it just comes back as a 2-1, which is kind of good, right? Or that might be the play. If he plays a Voidwalker, I'll be sad that I don't have this anymore, but I'm pretty sure he would have. He could have drawn one in the last couple turns. He had other stuff to be doing. I think Gawning this is good, actually, because any card that I play is pretty live. So I'm not going to like be building a hand up. So this just like completely negates this card. Opponent is wondering what the pause is. I'm going to smile at him. I find the leagues are a lot more casual on the weekend. Man, this card is so good. I'm jealous. I wish I had that card. Yep, see, Turek is so bad, he just pitched it there. Makes sense to me. Oh, my opponent is going to be so upset. Exino. Oh no, my Rhino. Alright, so Engineered Explosives would stink, but I obviously am playing this. If I had like maybe 2 Rhinos, we could chat about holding it, but against like the Thoughtseize deck, you're probably going to play it. Unless you have like 3 or 4 Rhinos, then you would consider holding back to hedge against EE. Did he just stomp a I don't know what that means. Really don't. Let's yield here. I didn't dit that, but okay. Look at my frowny face that time. Alright, so, I mean, to quote-unquote hedge against EE, we could sack a Rhino, but he has this anyway. I think we're just going to sack this. It's like a non-decision, really. It's like EE or almost bust at this point, I would think, right? Even if he has EE, like the game will go. Oh, there we go. All right, sweet. Cool, man. That was, just a showcase of, in my opinion, like why Rhinos is super good. It has a lot of really good matchups. Alrighty.